Hello there, welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show that's dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So for today, this is the Great Prog War, episode number 10, or battle number 10 if you prefer. That will be coming out tomorrow morning, featuring two notable bands for me. It's funny how things change. When I was younger, when I first discovered these two bands was in the 80s, early 80s. The one band, Yes, which is one of the two bands, I instantly thought these guys are great. They are maybe the best instrumental band in the world. That was my thoughts on them at the time. The other band, which is Gentle Giant, I thought, these guys are weird and I don't like the vocals. I don't think they know what they're doing. And I didn't think much of their instrumentation. I thought they're kind of weak in that area. They seem to be just playing all these weird little noises. So anyways, fast forward now. It's been about 40 years. This particular Yes album, Time and a Word, which is the one we're doing today, was released in 1970. Not one of my favorite Yes albums. Doesn't make my top 10. Not a bad album by any stretch, but not, to me, Yes had not evolved into what I call the Supergiants later, as they did later. Gentle Giant, in a Glass House, is the album from 1973. This is an album I'm not familiar with, haven't heard anything off of it before. It comes out after Octopus, which I also don't have, but I have 5 of their albums now, and I've discovered with each of the Gentle Giant albums, and that dates back to Three Friends, which I listened to. That was the one that I made all my great opinions of back in the early 80s. I've never had an easy time breaking into their music, as you might want to say. Like, penetrating, I guess is a better word. I never had a great time penetrating. This album's a little bit different, and maybe it's because I've now grown to really like them, and the one album I really like, which is up on the top of my playlist there, which is Acquiring the Taste, has really opened the door for me in many ways to this band. This album I listened to them first, even though they're I was going to listen to the Yes album first. So with the Yes, I have this is the copy of them I have, Time and a Word. I don't have the Gentle Giant album, so we will just go on my conversation. So I listened to the entire Gentle Giant album, and I'm just amazed at how talented these guys are. I may have gotten it all wrong. They may be the most talented band in the world. They are so talented. The opening track, Runaway, has this amazing vibrosizer solo on it, and I really think Kerry Minier should be a well-known name. This guy can play everything. He is one of the greatest multi-instrumental musicians in the world, I think. He just can play just about anything and plays it all well, and even sings too, right? So I like that track a lot. My favorite track on the album is probably the last one, In the Glass House. So good, this track. I love the guitar, all the different guitar parts that Gary Green plays on this. Like, he just is so good. Like, I think he plays like a slide. No, there's a steel guitar on here. There's a electric guitar. I'm pretty sure he plays a mandolin on this as well. There's a couple of other guitars that he plays, and he plays them all so well. The keyboards are really good on this track. The drums are really excellent, and there's a harpsichord part, which I'm a big fan of harpsichord. Just really, really well, tasteful song. I really loved it. To me, it's the best song on the album, but there's no weak sisters on this album. Lullaby, the Inmates' Lullaby, I like that. The guitar parts on, I can't even read what I wrote there. Way of Life. Yeah, Way of Life, really, really solid. Just Like just every song has something a little bit different. Now, Experience was the vocals were a little bit odd, but the organ worked really well with them, and the bass was really frontal here, really good. And in Reunion, some great violin on that song. So every song on the album has some instrumental or instrument that it hasn't on any other album, or just super, man. Time in the Word is a good album. This is a good album. I like the song Then. I like Astral Traveler. I like Time in a Word. I love Sweet Dreams, probably my favorite track on here. I think John Anderson's vocals are pretty good here. Bill Bruford and Chris Squire dominate this album. They're really strong on this album. The other two guys, Tony Kaye, he probably does his best work on this album. And Peter Banks is pretty good here. And I know they show Steve Howe on the cover, but it is Peter Banks on the album. I'm sure of that. Anyways, but the other tracks, Everyday, The Prophet, Clear Days, I don't really care for these songs. They're like throw-ons to me on this album. The opening song, No Opportunity Necessary, No Experience Needed, has its good parts, but not a great tune either. So when it comes down to it, even though it's Yes, and they're my second favorite band of all time, and the other album I'd never listened to before, it really just came down to this Gentle Giant's instrumentation, and the music on this album is just better than what it is on this album. And so Gentle Giant will be moving on to the next round, and another one of my group of 8 will be taking a holiday. That's the way it is. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was fun to listen to, and as I said before, it's great when you get to hear stuff that you haven't had a chance to hear, but because you are doing something, you have to kind of listen to it now. And I really enjoyed this Gentle Giant album. Of course, it's going to go eventually be in my collection. I want to get all of their stuff, and just a fantastic album. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, like I said, and please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated, and we'll be back tomorrow morning with this release, and tomorrow I'll be working on another one for the battle. So have yourself a great evening, and see you in the morning. Bye.